Yes, in previous section we have studied ideal solution and non-ideal solution. Ideal solution means the solution which obeys Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. At all ranges, at all concentration, they obeys Raoult's law. That is, vapor pressure is directly proportional to the partial pressure. Now, but if a solution do not obey Raoult's law, then it becomes non-ideal solution. Over entire range of solution, if do not obey Raoult's law, then non-ideal solution. So in this case, vapor pressure is either higher or lower than the expected. So it may show two type of deviations. One we call positive deviations and the other is negative deviations. If the vapor pressure is higher than expected, then we call it positive deviations. And if the vapor pressure is lower than expected, then it called negative deviations. So how it shows positive deviations and what happens in this? Because here when we add solute to solvent, that AB type of interactions are made. AB type of interactions means solute and solvent interact, but the interactions are weaker than the previous interactions. Suppose we have added, this is solvent A and we have added solute B. So A and B will, the interaction between A and B is weaker. They will not bind each other. So A or B will find it easy to escape. Why? Because they will not attract strongly, and if they escape easily, that means their vapor pressure is what? Higher. Vapor pressure is higher, that means they shows positive deviations. And here delta H, when we add the solute to solvent, enthalpy is changed, delta H mixing is greater than 0, and in this type of case we can say endothermic process dissolution, heat is absorbed. This type of, but for ideal, delta H should be equal to what? 0, right? But here it is greater than 0. So it positive, that means heat absorbed by the solution. And here after mixing solute to solvent, and when two solutions are mixed, the volume also changes, it increases. So volume increases, so volume is greater than 0. So we call it positive deviations. When we come to the negative deviations, here what happens? Delta H is lower than 0, negative. We call it exothermic. That means in this case delta V mixing is also lesser than 0, or we can say here AB type of interactions are stronger. They bind each other. They hold each other, and they will not allow A B escaping tendency lowered. So because of that, vapor pressure goes down, decreases compared to pure solvent. We call it what? Negative deviations. So you need to remember here delta H is lesser than 0, negative. That is the process is exothermic. V mixing, delta change in volume is lowered, and AB type of interactions are stronger. We call it negative deviations. If we see the positive deviations and negative deviations and relate with the vapor pressure to mole fraction, as in positive deviations, the vapor pressure is increased, right? So Suppose here the mole fraction and this is the vapor pressure. Mole fraction x1 is 0, x2 is 1. That means this side x2 is increasing, x1 is increasing and this side x2 is increasing. So this is the graph showing the positive deviations for component 1 and this is for component 2 and this is for the solution, vapor pressure of the solution. So here the vapor pressure is higher than the original solution or solvent. So this showing the positive relations x1 0, x2 1. So this side x1 increases, x2 decreases. Same way in the negative deviations, if you see here mole fraction and vapor pressure. So this showing the lower vapor pressure than the expected. So in this type of solutions, if you take the example of ethanol and acetone. Ethanol and acetone, why it shows the positive deviations? Because in pure ethanol, when ethanol is pure, then their molecules are bonded with the hydrogen bond. AA type interactions are very stronger. AA or BB type of very stronger because of the hydrogen bonding. But when we put acetone to this, so by putting acetone, due to weakening of the interactions, because acetone adding its molecule gets in between the host molecule. What happens to acetone? This will weakens the bond. They weaken the bond. So now AA type interactions get weaker and this molecule find it easy to escape and its vapor pressure increases. So by adding acetone to ethanol, its vapor pressure increases, we call it positive deviations. That means this acetone break the interaction between the host molecule. Right? This is the example of positive deviations. Now if we talk about the phenol and aniline or this type of molecule, in case of intermolecular hydrogen bonding between phenol and aniline, lone pair of nitrogen atom, that is stronger respective than the intermolecular hydrogen bonding between similar molecules. Here you know phenol is having OH bond. So this shows the hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen with the hydrogen oxygen between phenol or between aniline molecule. But when phenol and aniline are mixed, then what happens? This nitrogen makes bond with the hydrogen lone pair and this AB type of interactions are stronger now. So phenol or this aniline will not find easy to escape, and because of that its molar, this vapor pressure decreases, and vapor pressure decreases, we call it negative deviations. So you got the idea why some solutions are positive deviations and other are negative deviations, because of the interactions between their molecules. AA type or BB type is stronger or weaker than new form, that is AB type of interactions. So you must remember the examples of positive deviations and negative deviations. Colligative properties. Colligative property means the properties that depends on number of particles irrespective of their nature. Means some of the properties depends on the number of particles, number of solute particles, not on the type of particles or nature of particles. Such type of properties are called colligative properties. Just take an example. Suppose when solute is added in the solvent, then we studied that either vapor pressure decreases, Why it decreases? Because if non-volatile solute is added, then their vapor pressure decreases. So vapor pressure comes lower than the original solution and its boiling point increases. So such properties that depends on the type of particles are called colligative properties. So these properties are, the first is relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, and osmotic pressure. That also depends on type of particles. So colligative word means co means together, liger means to bind. These particles bind and they change the properties. We call it colligative properties. So first colligative property we'll study is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. In Raoult's law, what we have studied, that vapor pressure of solution is less than the pure solvent. Why less? Because non-volatile solute is added, then it decreases the vapor pressure. So how much it lowered the vapor pressure, that is depends on number of particles, solute particles, not on their identity, not on their nature. So this relation can be represented by using the Raoult's law, that this is the vapor pressure of solution and this is the pure solvent and this is mole fraction. So Raoult's law has given this equation, P1 equals to X1, P1 naught, pure solvent. And this we can write how much is the lowered. We know that pure solvent has high vapor pressure and solution is lower. So pure solvent minus solution will be the change in vapor pressure, lowering in the vapor pressure, delta P1. So delta P1, P1 naught minus P1. Now we can put the value of P1 here, X1, P1 naught. So we have got here X1, P1 naught. Taking the common P1 naught, here we can write 1 minus X1. What we have studied, mole fraction, X1 plus X2 equals to 1. So instead of 1 minus X1 we can write X2. So delta P1 can be written as P1 naught X2. X2 is the mole fraction. Now delta P1 naught X2, we can write delta P1 dividing this number by P1 naught, we get X2, but delta P1 can be written P1 naught minus P1 upon P1 naught equals to N2 upon N1 plus N2. That is the mole fraction. Now suppose the solution is dilute. For dilute solution, N2 is very less than N1. So we can neglect the N2. So what is left? N2 upon N1. So here this mole fraction can be written N2 upon N1. And what is N2? Moles of solute. N1 moles of solvent. So W2 upon N2, M1 upon W1. That is the moles of solvent and solute. That is called the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So you need to learn properly P1 naught, pure solvent vapor pressure, solution vapor pressure, moles of solute, molar mass of solute, molar mass of solvent, weight of solvent. By knowing this, you can find how much is the decrease or depression in boiling, the depression in vapor pressure. That you can find relative lowering of vapor pressure by knowing the weight of solute, molar mass of solvent, delta P1 naught, you can get it. That is the first colligative properties.
Okay, next colligative property is elevation in boiling point. You know what is boiling point? Boiling point is the temperature at which a liquid boils. Now, we have learnt in the last section that when any solute is added in the solvent, then its boiling point, its vapor pressure decreases. Why? Because that non-volatile solute lowers its vapor pressure. Now if vapor pressure decreases, that means its boiling point will increase. Why? Because boiling point is the point where vapor pressure of the liquid equals to the atmospheric pressure. So until unless vapor pressure and atmospheric pressure, which we take 1 atm or 1.013 bar, if I write in the bar, then it is 1.013 bar. So until unless the pressure of the liquid do not become equals to this value, then it will not boil. That means it should boil at a higher temperature than the normal temperature. So we call this elevation in boiling point, right? So here we have represented the vapor pressure and temperature. So if you see the relation here, first we have written the vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is TB. Let the boiling point of pure solvent is TB naught and TB is the boiling point of the solution. Now when we take the pure solvent, then it should boil at a 1 atm pressure. So this is for the pure solvent, right? That is TB naught. But when solute is added and it made a solution, then its vapor pressure decreases, because non-volatile solute always decreases the vapor pressure, and because of that its boiling point increases. So here TB, this TB is showing the boiling point of the solution. So we can say to make this solution to boil, it should boil at high temperature. So this is the difference of that temperature, right? So this temperature difference is called elevation in boiling point. We have written here delta TB. So what is delta TB? Delta TB is the elevation in boiling point, right? Now this difference delta TB is the TB minus TB naught. So we can represent the elevation in boiling point is TB minus TB naught, which is the difference in the boiling point of solution minus boiling point of the solvent, pure solvent. Now experiment have been shown that dilute solutions, for dilute solution the elevation in boiling point, that is delta TB, is directly proportional to its molar concentration of the solute. That means this change is depending on what? Concentration, molality. We write it small m. So delta TB is directly proportional to small m. And what is molality? That you know, number of moles divided by weight of solvent in kg, kilogram. So delta TB equals to kb dot m, right? Now kb equals to, we have taken a constant kb, delta TB equals to kb dot m. Kb is the molar elevation constant. We call it ebullioscopic constant. Its units are Kelvin kg mole inverse. From this we can get C, kb equals to delta TB by small m. So delta TB is the Kelvin and molality unit you know kg and mole. So we write Kelvin kg mole inverse. Now this we can represent the molality. What is molality? As I told you, molality means moles of solute upon weight of solvent in kg. So we can write molality W2 by M2, where W2 is the mass of the solute, molar mass of the solute. So this will give us the moles into weight of solvent in kg, that is solvent weighs W1, and we have taken 1000 divided, that means it gives us what? Weight of solvent in kg. So from this formula you can get the value of molality. How? You can get the molar mass of solute. So what you can write M2 equals to, you can write 1000 into W2 into Kb divided by delta Tb into W1. We have replaced the M2 and W2. So from this formula you can get the value of molar mass of solute. So from this we can find the experimental value of molar mass, right, if we know the value of Kb, right? So this is the second colligative property, and why it is colligative, that you know, because it again depends on the number of particles, right?